Welcome to another Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day for Friday, August 21st. As we wind down the second round, we're down to the last two series that are still taking place from the first round of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. The second round will begin Saturday night, Dallas, Colorado. We have two first-round series that still have to be decided. One of them is going to be the late-night matchup, which we're going to focus on for today's Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day. We ended up with a 1-1 split yesterday with the Islanders game against the Capitals. The Islanders cashed in. The game stayed under the total, so the over did not. We're going to go to the St. Louis Blues, Vancouver Canucks tonight for the NHL Play of the Day, courtesy of Pub Sports Radio. We've got St. Louis minus 135 favorites in this game. The total right around 5, shaded to the over at minus 140 here in this game between the Blues and the Canucks. And when you look at it from a Vancouver Canucks perspective, the big question going in to Game 5 was, what kind of response are we going to get from this team? We know they're talented. We know they're a team on the rise, with Quinn Hughes leading them on the blue line, with young players that are going to keep getting better, like Bo Horvat, like Brock Besser, Elias Pettersson. This is a very, very good hockey team, and it's going to be a very good hockey team for a very long time to come. The question was, were they ready with their backs not quite against the wall, because we're talking about a series that was 2-2, but they went from having pretty good control of the series over St. Louis, winning the first two games, going up 2-0 in this series, to all of a sudden the St. Louis Blues bouncing back and winning the next two games. And you basically had to ask yourself, are the Canucks ready to face this adversity, get back on track, play a great game against a team that's been there, done that? Talking about the St. Louis Blues, who are as experienced a team at playoff time as you could ask for, winning the Stanley Cup last year. And the answer to that was yes. The Vancouver Canucks played much better Wednesday night in Game 5, winning the hockey game 4-3. They got timely goals. Their top players, JT Miller, Besser, Pettersson, Horvat, all played better than they did in the last two games that they lost. And Tyler Mott, an unsung hero. Sometimes in the playoffs, you get a depth forward rising to the occasion and doing something unexpected to help your hockey team win. And that's exactly what we saw from Tyler Mott of the Vancouver Canucks in the Game 5 victory, having an outstanding game for them and helping them and getting on the scoreboard as well, twice in that game for the Vancouver Canucks. So really good win for them. And Jacob Markstrom in net, we have to mention how good he was. That was one of the best games I've ever seen Jacob Markstrom play. He was that good and that strong in between the pipes for the Vancouver Canucks. Made several, 5-star saves, your 10 out of 10 saves, whatever you want to call it. He was just remarkable in net for the Vancouver Canucks. Now, you're going to get some kind of pushback and response from the St. Louis Blues, facing elimination in this series tonight, down 3-2. It's worth noting, last year, the Blues consistently stepped their game and elevated their game, in these elimination games. They went 3-0. A perfect 3-0 when facing elimination last year in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They faced elimination twice against Dallas in the second round and won Game 6 and Game 7, stay alive and eventually win the series. And of course, everyone remembers Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final against Boston. Facing elimination there, they won in Boston to clinch the team's first Stanley Cup title in franchise history. So this Blues team has been there, done that. And they have thrived. They've shown last year they could thrive with backs against the wall, but you don't want to be, prisoner of the moment, or in this case, prisoner of what we saw last year. This is a different team. This is a different matchup as well. This is a Vancouver Canucks team whose speed has really frustrated St. Louis and forced them into mistakes they don't typically make, especially with the puck defensively. We've seen them turn the puck over, giveaways. We've seen them forced to take more hooking and holding penalties because they're just a step behind Vancouver. And that's been a pretty consistent trait of this series from the beginning. And, these teams now have played each other 5 games. Are things really going to change that much is the big question here going into Game 6. I do lean to Vancouver tonight. I picked Vancouver to win this series. I won't be betting against them, but I respect the pedigree and experience of St. Louis and how good they were facing elimination last year, that I'm not going to actually pull the trigger on betting Vancouver here in Game 6 tonight. But what I will be betting tonight here in Game 6 is the over. Again, we're talking about a total of 5 in an elimination game. We've seen elimination games here in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs go 5-2 to the over in the 7 previous elimination games. So these games have been trending for the most part over the total. It's a low number of 5, and you can always get a goal-scoring explosion late in this game because you're quite possibly going to see a longer amount of time with the net empty late in the game if one of these teams, specifically if St. Louis, is trailing by a goal or 2. So a lot, and we've seen both of these teams start to find the back of the net in this series. St. Louis has scored 3 goals or more in 4 straight games. Vancouver has scored 3 goals or more in 6 of their last 8 games. And for the Canucks long term, they're coming into this Game 6 tonight on a 19-8-1 over streak in their last 28 games. Streak worth riding, in my opinion. Let's go with St. Louis, Vancouver, over 5, -140. That is going to be my Pub Sports Radio NHL play of the day for Friday, August 21st. I'm Ian Cameron. Thank you for watching. As always, reminder to check out pubsportsradio.com daily for great content. I will be back with you next time for another Pub Sports Radio NHL play of the day.